What's going on, everybody? Welcome to We Don't Know Games, the We Don't Know Network's show for all your gaming news. One stop, once a week. We got everything you need to know here. So, before we get into it today, just want to real quick go over the socials. Reach out to us, please, at We Don't Know or WDK _ Network.
Under square, dude. Always under fucking square.
Yep, it always gets me every time. I was having a fucking
that
conundrum
doesn't
leading up
fucking
to it.
exist, but yeah.
But that's our handle over on Instagram and Twitter. And reach out to us on email at wdknetwork@gmail.com. And if you like what you see here, make sure you check out our other shows. We Don't Know Movies, We Don't Know Sports, The Bone Zone, and We Don't Know What Happened. So, we're going to start this week out. Just to let you know, I got with me today Ethan Ragsdale and Brian Davis. We're going to switch up the layout just a little bit. I want to go over what upcoming releases we have this week. So, this week leading up to next Thursday when the show comes back out. So, this Friday we have Tannenberg releasing. That is a World War I first-person shooter. Looks kind of interesting. I think it's...
I've never even heard of this game before.
Yeah, exactly. It's the biggest game coming out this week, if that says anything, how slow this week is.
Sick.
But next week, on the 28th, and we have Destroy All Humans. The remake is finally coming out. That should be fun.
I'm not going to play this, but I'm excited it's coming back out because I really enjoyed it when it was out originally.
I'm excited to see what it gets. If it gets good scores, I will pick it up possibly whenever it goes below $50, I think. But Ethan, I think you might be a little excited about this one. There's Skater XL coming out on the 28th as well.
Yeah, I don't know entirely too much about it, but it sounds pretty fucking tight.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought when I saw it that it was Skate 4.
Yeah.
I just assumed that that's what it was going to be.
Yeah.
I haven't heard anything about it up until today. I saw like a bunch of videos posted about it.
Yeah.
Looks like it might be interesting. So.
Yeah, I believe it's only entity. I don't think it's connected to anything at all. I think it's not a predecessor or attached to anything. I'm pretty sure it's just Skater XL from what I saw.
Well, we will definitely look into the scores on that one, see if it's worth Ethan picking up as the skateboard video game guy in the group. So we're going to go ahead and roll into some of the news now. Jared's not here, but he would be interested to see that Rocket League is going free to play finally, or again, I should say.
Again, yeah.
If you did purchase it,
if you have Epic Games account, that is. Clarify, please.
Yes, exactly. It will also be free on PS4 and Xbox, though. And if you already have a copy of the game that you purchased for $20, you will be receiving a bunch of stuff, including the Rocket League DLCs, the Golden Cosmos Boost, Oro Wheels, Huntress Player Banner, and 200 plus common items upgraded to legacy quality, whatever that means. So if you're into Rocket League, that's big news for you. If you play on PC, you could still play on Steam, but if you are going to be new to it on PC, you will have to get it through Epic. But they do not have a time as to when this will all take place, so we'll have more info on that in the future, and I'm sure Jared will be interested to keep up with
Jared
that for
only.
us.
I could care fucking less about Rocket League.
So, as you can tell, it's a slow week for news, as the fact that Rocket League made the top headlines here.
Yeah.
But also, just because we're slow on news, apparently cars are coming to Fortnite as of tomorrow.
I'm actually excited about this because
that's kind of one
thing. It's like the one thing that we've said, like, yo, why the fuck can't we drive these cars? It doesn't make any sense.
I mean, it's like 2 years too late, but still, I think it's going to be fucking tight. I mean, why not have the option? They do it in fucking realistic Warzone, which is supposed to be way more the realistic counterpart to Fortnite, right? Fortnite, this unrealistic. I'm gonna pull wood out of my fucking ass, I mean,
There's a lot of things in Fortnite that don't make sense. You can't pull out your glider whenever you want to. You can't put on shields while you're
just
moving.
Gonna fall to your fucking
it just
death.
doesn't.
Exactly.
It doesn't make any sense. It's like they're at the top. They're at the top of the game for battle royales, but they're so far behind in like regular mechanics. Like
100%. It makes no sense.
Ass backwards completely.
Like, at least stay consistent in one area. They're just like asinine in other when it's supposed to be realistic. They can't even give you half-ass shit. Like, it makes zero sense.
Yeah,
we all used to play Fortnite a lot.
yeah,
I kind of wish we all still did. But
I went ahead and bought the battle pass for this season too, just because I was like, okay, well, I played like 3 games in a row. I was like, okay, I'm back.
I'm the type though. If I get hit up like, hey, let's play Fortnite, like I'm game. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm never gonna say no. Fuck that game. I mean, I will say fuck that game, but no won't be in front of it. Like, you know what I'm saying?
As I get killed,
like I fucking hate this game. Why I'm fucking playing it?
I don't know, man. I respect Warzone a lot. I like Warzone a lot. It's just if you guys all wanted to play a battle royale and were like, yo, what are we gonna play? I'm gonna be like, yo, let's play Fortnite. I just think it's personally, I think it's more fun. I don't know.
Oh, I'm not gonna disagree.
I'm gonna die every time, regardless which battle royale we play.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Just my biggest thing I've never put on a platform before we move on. Why not options, right? I know the whole thing beyond Fortnite is the building aspect to it. Why not give an option without building? I don't see it. Like, what is the big fucking... It's a different form, did they?
Yeah, they did do that as a limited time mode, and a lot of people really liked it.
I mean, what's wrong with more options? I'm not asking to take building away.
Keep it. Sometimes in their limited time modes, they like limit the number of materials you can get, so you can only build like 1 or 2 walls total. Like you can put up like a real quick defense, but like
that's fair.
You can't build like a full fucking tower, which I like a lot too.
Yeah, I like the 1 wall defense. I also
that's fine.
Would come out with a mode. I wish they'd come out with a mode where they take the towns, make them into smaller multiplayer maps, and do like a first person.
That's sick. That's sick.
I feel like that would be awesome.
And it might be around the corner too, because we know that they are switching over to Unreal Engine 5 in
and let people. I think it'd even be cool if you were allowed to build in that first person multiplayer thing, because okay, so you're gonna build to try to get away from somebody, but guess what? There's another guy gonna be right behind you, like. Trying to blow your shit off.
I mean, keep it limited
on
the builds, I think, personally, in the small maps, because that kind of defeats the purpose. But yeah, I mean, small, if you like have your own version of Rust in Fortnite, that'd be pretty badass.
Yeah.
Last thing on the news here I have, which I didn't know was even happening until today, is Xbox Series X is doing a first-party games showcase on Thursday, July 23rd.
Brian will be there, first in line.
Brian is fucking ready.
All right, let's hear it, Brian. Let's hear it.
He's about to go on nothing.
No. I'm just very confused how Jacob didn't know this, because like we both listen to shout out to kind of funny. We both listen to Kind of Funny so much that like that's all. This is all they've been talking about for weeks.
I haven't listened to them. I haven't listened to their shows on games in probably like 2 months.
Okay, well, Ethan, you're gonna like this. Me and Jacob, big fans of these guys. Kind of Funny. They do a lot of podcasts. They just started an Xbox show. It's called XCast. Kind of Funny's XCast. It comes out every Saturday.
Okay.
And check it out. I mean, these are, if you want to start to get more into video games, like learn the culture, like learn stuff like that. These Kind of Funny people, like these are the guys you want to listen to.
Kind of Funny, friends of the show, like we always say.
Yeah, friends of the show. We're gonna meet them one day.
Fuck yeah.
But tomorrow the show is at 12 p.m. Eastern Time, 9 a.m.
Yeah, I'm going to check it out.
Pacific Time, so make sure you check that out. I think that this should be pretty interesting. I mean, the big complaint with Xbox is always that they don't have the games, right? I mean, that's what Brian and I have always said.
No, and I've always been just really quick, like I've always been an Xbox guy, but like Brian, like I will never argue against him with that. Like it's pretty a pretty objective argument, right? You don't have much to build upon it. My only reason for playing Xbox is what I was gifted, what I started with, and kind of what was given to me. So I just went with that. You know what I'm saying? But I play PlayStation as well. Just when it got into 3 and 4, I kind of, because I had 1 and 2 my whole life of PlayStation, but when the 360 kind of came out is when I kind of gravitated towards that. But yeah, the games itself are sick.
Obviously, like Jacob was saying, this event's going to be game heavy. That's what they said. It's a game showcase.
That's how they are E3 too. That's
they're not going to release a price. They're not going to release a date. This is going to be showing games. Look, everybody knows where I sit on the line of consoles. I'm a Nintendo PlayStation guy. But I actually do plan on watching the showcase. I'm actually very interested to see what Xbox has got to bring. They released the box art for Halo Infinite today. Looks very generic in Xbox 360 if you're asking me. I don't think it looks that cool. It doesn't. It looks like a Halo cover. You know what I mean?
It doesn't look anywhere near as good as like I think the Miles Morales one does.
No, I don't. Or the Horizon 2 cover. But I mean, that's neither here nor there. That doesn't impact.
And most people won't have a box anymore anyway. I mean, most of us are going to download it.
But what I want to ask you guys is if Xbox comes out, starts rolling out games, and it's Halo, which we know we're getting, it's another Gears of War. It's God. What are some other Xbox titles? I mean, that's so bad.
I think
to
you
say,
said the two of them. I think that's all they got. Isn't it?
Forza,
yeah.
Forza, and a rumored Fable relaunch, which I think that's going to happen. I think we will see that tomorrow.
And
it's been heavily talked
Fable
about.
Would be big for them if they can pull that off.
I mean, if we see reboots or sequels, I just don't think that's going to be enough. I don't think that's going to be good enough for what PlayStation's already got. Mm-hmm. Xbox bought 4, I think it was 4, Jacob, you can correct me. Xbox bought 4 major gaming studios 2 years ago, and we have seen nothing come from that. Absolutely nothing come from it. So it's like, okay, so were they putting all the resources for the new console? I hope so. I seriously hope so. And I think Senua, maybe we'll see Senua 2. Senua Sacrifice 2 tomorrow.
Actually, they've already talked about that. They've shown the trailer for Hellblade 2 already.
So, okay, Hellblade. It's Hellblade Senua's Sacrifice, right? That's what the
Senua's Sacrifice Hellblade 2 is the game.
I know this game kind of bombed, at least for me, but it wasn't Sea of Thieves specific. Didn't it have a PlayStation?
No, it was.
Game was fucking trash, though. Okay, that game was trash.
Xbox and PC, but it was one of those. They didn't do enough at the launch, but it's actually really good now. If you were to go back and play it, it's something that would make sense for us to talk about in today's show, actually, with our upcoming topic.
Okay, sure.
But it was very much a.
Yeah, I could have put that on my list. I could have put that on my list. Yeah.
But just to finish what I was saying real quick.
Sorry, bud.
I'm very interested in watching the showcase. I really hope they come. I try to keep up with as much Xbox news as I can, even though I don't play, because I eat Taco Bell so much that I'm bound to win one of these Xboxes through their $5 box at some point in my life. So when that happens,
that's good. That was a good one.
When that happens, I want to know which games I should play. But
honest to God, I think Xbox, with it being just a stronger console, graphically speaking, I mean, it makes sense to play your Maddens, your FIFAs, stuff like that on there. But, I mean,
check this out.
That you're really into are more story-based games. Like, I mean, you're still playing The Last of Us, for Christ's sake, aren't you?
Yeah. But check this out. What if when they show this, they show us 20 AAA games? And they all look amazing. Let's just say that. Let's just say they did put all the resources to the game.
And are we saying that they're all first party?
Biggest complaint in the world, Xbox doesn't have any games. Here's 20 fucking first-party games that you're going to get in the first 3 years of launch. That would be crazy. But...
That's what I was going to ask you, Brian. Like, not to cut you off, but to... Go ahead.
Yeah. No, but I was going to say, so what if they do give us the games, and then the console sucks? What if the hardware shit? What if the hardware isn't up to par? Because honestly, you got to think, what if it's the opposite? Right now, Xbox is giving out good hardware with no software to back it up. So what if they just put all the resources to the software and they give us I mean, we know it's not going to be subpar hardware. We've seen what's in the box.
I was going to say, we've already seen what I mean. Like, we've already seen enough stats on the hardware to know that it's going to be powerful. But I guess what you're saying is, like, what if it just doesn't meld correctly? What if it doesn't,
Xbox likes to overstuff that box. They did it with the Xbox One. They said, look, here's a device. Here's a device that you can literally control your entire house with. And people were like, all right, well, what video games do I play on it? And they were like, I don't know, but you can change the channel of your TV from the Xbox if you'd like to. And
your friend can come over and tell you,
what are you doing?
Your video game to spike the football for some reason. Yeah.
So what if they give us 20 games and then there's no hardware? What if the box doesn't do anything?
Now, I mean, my concern honestly would be, what if that box is the same as 360, where you have to buy 3 of them over the course of 3 years? That's my big concern. But I mean, right now, I think the issue is if Xbox does come out with 20 plus games that look really good, they've already said that they're all going to be on PC as well. So I'm just going to play them on my PC with a controller.
That's going to kill them.
Yeah.
I just don't get it.
I mean, it makes sense for kids that don't want to build a computer. They don't want to put in $1,200 for a computer. Like, I get that completely. The ease of a console is why I still play console games more than I do my PC for shooters and stuff like that. But I do believe that this might be the phase where, because more and more kids are into PC gaming now than ever before. It's, it used to be console was the main thing and it was just the nerds that played on PC, but it's more and more people leaning towards PC. And I think
I was at Best Buy today and I'm never buying a gaming PC for that price. You got me.
It's crazy. Yeah, seriously. Like it really is. And only reason I have the one I have is because I do other things with it. I stream and I edit the shows and all that stuff for us.
Brand new Alienware computer
don't buy Alienware. That's a waste of money.
I was just saying. I'm just using it as an example. Brand new Alienware gaming PC at Best Buy today was $1,800.
Yeah.
Aren't you going to spend more money to add on to that? Is that that's the base price, right? Or is that come fully loaded?
What you would do? That's a fully loaded one. That's a fully loaded one.
Through the years, you could start swapping GPUs, CPUs out.
Yeah. To an extent, because then eventually motherboards can't keep up with the new GPUs or CPUs.
Which is why another very valid argument that consoles.
Yeah, it's ease of access for a console is great. What I'm saying with PCs, usually you like to build them yourself. You like to custom build them. It just is a little bit easier. It's usually cheaper. They've been giving discounts to big companies in order to make these PCs cheaper for them to sell. So there's been a bit of a switch there. But, ultimately it comes down to they're going to show me a lot of games that if they're not first party, I'm going to play them on PlayStation. Or they're going to show me a bunch of games that I'm going to be excited to download onto my PC with. And the way that they said that they're moving is that everything that's going to be coming out for Series X will also be playable for the first year or two on the Xbox One X. So,
goodness. I didn't even know that, but why?
It's to gradually get people in. And I think Xbox is no longer worried about selling hardware as much as they are selling software. And that's why most companies, they usually take a hit on the hardware sales. The PS5, if they wanted to make a profit, they'd have to sell it for $700. They know that they can't get people to buy it for $700. So they're going to take the hit on hardware sales, because if you get that in people's hands, they'll buy the software. And the software is where all the money's at. But yeah. We'll see. Really excited about it. We know that Halo Infinite's going to be the centerpiece of the show. And I just want to, unless you guys have something else to say, I want to kind of roll.
Boring.
That's how I'm rolling us into today's topic. Speaking of games that are built up, all hype, but will ultimately be pretty disappointing. Our topic today is games that we were super excited for, but ultimately got left disappointed with. Yeah. So we're gonna go around.
Should I go first?
Yeah, you can go ahead and go first.
Are we doing honorable mentions first?
Yeah, do honorable mentions before your actual game.
Okay. Mm-hmm. My first honorable mention is Dragon Ball Z Kakarot.
Good call.
They showed this game for 2 years, Jacob.
Mm-hmm.
Got us so excited about the true Dragon Ball Z game that we wanted. It was open world. It was exploration.
It's a full-on RPG.
It was an RPG. You're going to be able to learn skills and change your character how you want to. And then 6 months before release, they say, oh, you play as Goku and you're just going to play through the entire Dragon Ball Z saga like you've done for literally every single Dragon Ball Z game that's ever come out in existence. And that's what it was. It was like every single other Dragon Ball Z game that's ever come out in existence. Mm-hmm. It was a PlayStation 2 game at best, running on a PlayStation 4, and I could not play more than 35 minutes of it before I said, I am done with this.
Yeah. And the fucking collecting Z orbs the entire time, I was just like, what the fuck?
As we've talked about heavily on the We Don't Know Network, I love Dragon Ball Z. It is my second favorite, or it's in my top 3 of like nerdy big franchises. I love Dragon Ball Z. That game sucks.
It's so bad.
It's not good. There's nothing.
The ratings did well.
There's not one good redeeming quality about it, except the DLC added new stories that they can now consider
makes canon. The movies into the game, I guess.
Yes. Yeah. So if you don't play this game, you are going to miss canon stories.
Yeah.
Because they're only in the game.
Okay.
But again, I only played 35 minutes of it, so I never got to those canon stories. So I don't give a shit.
Well, it's a shit game. Star Wars technically, the Star Wars game that was a canon story as well.
Yeah.
So if you didn't play through it and finish it, then you miss canon bits of story.
Correct. So, and then that's the way. So this will be a much shorter explanation. And I don't really consider this a disappointment. I think it is a top tier game. It just wasn't for me at the time, and I've said it on shows before, and that was Red Dead Redemption 2. I think that's a great game. I have no animosity toward it. No hate. It just wasn't for me at the time, and I think they were in a time and place, Rockstar, where they could have done something groundbreaking. And at the end of the day, it's kind of more of the same. Run to an objective, do the mission, and then you have an open world where you can do whatever you want in it. This is just my pure opinion. Yeah. This is just my this is just my pure. I don't hate the game. Salute to Rockstar. Top five developers, publishers of all time. It just wasn't for me. And it just never grabbed me, and I wish it did, but it didn't. So, yeah.
I honestly thought that was your runner-up, or your I thought that was still an honorable mention for you.
No, when he said it,
I thought you were about to say like your actual choice after that. I was like, "There's no way Red Dead was his actual choice for this."
No.
Piece of shit.
No. I figured we do honorable mentions first.
That's straight. That's straight.
Sorry. That's why I was waiting for you to keep going. I was like,
no.
Okay, Ethan, sorry guys.
Yeah. So I had
awkward pauses here.
Yeah, no worries. I had 2 honorable mentions. My first was Pokemon Go. I was so fucking pumped for this release. I think it was 2016 when I first heard of it. 2015, 2016, I think the summer. 2016 sounds about right when it came out. Somebody correct me on that if I'm wrong. I was super pumped for this. I was like, finally, I get Pokemon on my handheld device. I get it on my phone. I'm going to play all the time, nonstop. And I guess my dumb ass just didn't resonate with what go meant. Like, it meant get off your ass and go. Like, that's the biggest letdown for me. When you play and think of video games, what do you think of doing? I fucking want Mountain Dew and I want to beat off the Lay's potato chips. I'm not trying to get up. I'm not trying to get up and go walk around my fucking street to play a goddamn video game. I'll do that when I hate myself on a run and I'm listening to shitty fucking music to get my ass up. Not when I'm playing a fucking video game. I was so mad that they did this to me. I played for a day. And I looked at my phone. I'm like, fuck you. Fuck this game. I'm not going to try and do this anymore. And that was it. And people still play. I'm like, fuck you, dude. Like, I see little kids riding their bike around the fucking neighborhood. Like, cool, go have a gym leader over there. I'm not fucking going. Meet me at my fucking house if you want to be a gym leader. Like, that's literally it, dude. I'm not doing that shit.
My biggest thing about that game was if you lived in rural areas, like, the game was pointless.
Yeah.
The game was useless.
Yeah, okay, and we all live. And we live in North Carolina. I mean, Jacob lived in a more popular area, but when at the time
I lived in Apex, so it really wasn't.
Dude, I lived in fucking Jamestown, so literally nothing, which is outside of Greensboro, but still like 20 minutes away. But like fucking nothing, dude. I remember the day it came out, there were like little kids fucking running around. I was like, "Fuck you guys, dude. You have all this energy. I'm fat and old, and I'm not doing this."
People were getting hurt. That one dude walked off a fucking pier at one point.
Yeah.
Like, no one's like,
dude, it just reminds me of that fucking Office episode. I know Brian won't do this, but when Michael drives into the lake because my GPS told him.
I drove my car into a fucking lake.
But you need to watch that. You need to watch that part. It's really fucking funny. Anyway, so Brian can shut his fucking mouth. I'll get into my next one. It's kind of a combo. I put Battlefront 1 and 2, Star Wars Battlefront. Definitely, Battlefront 2 was more disappointing for me, but both of them were disappointing nonetheless. Battlefront was initially disappointing just because I had no single-player campaign. I fucking hated that. It was
EA.
Thank you. Getting to my point, what Brian's chanting is my point. I'll go back to one, but since Brian helped me to get into Battlefront 2, EA sucks fucking dick. All they cared about was loot boxing shit, and it's expensive. As fuck. All they care about is money. Fuck EA forever. But at the end of the day, my argument for EA in support of them is if people are still buying your shit, why would you have any incentive to improve? You don't. Mm-hmm. So fuck them forever because all they care about is money. Anyway, just to hit on the last bit of it, Battlefront has no content whatsoever. It's just fucking, it's casual shit, no substance. Here are cool, it's a fucking drawing in action. Like, literally, Star Wars means so much to me. Why? Not because of just what they look like, because of the depth, because of the origin stories, because of how it makes you feel, and all that shit. On Battlefront, it's just like, I have these stormtroopers go out and shoot each other. Like, it's such a letdown. Both of them in Battlefront 2 just further limit. They had a chance to fix it, and they just, like, made a castle on top of shit. You know, like, they did it in... that's why I hate Battlefront 2 more, is because people told you how you fucked up, and you didn't care. You just wanted more money. So that's why it makes me more mad.
It came right after WB fucked up with Shadow of War, doing the same shit, where you had to purchase.
Those two games, Shadow of War and Battlefront 2, were the two games to really
they were the catalyst for
loot boxes.
Literally,
they are the direct reason why loot boxes do not exist anymore.
Yeah,
because they took advantage of the system.
Good, and they're pieces of shit. I can't stand it. Like the Old Republic, I played that as a kid. I'm almost done. But the Old Republic, Star Wars Old Republic came out in 2001, I believe. I played on the original Xbox. I loved that game. I play it now. It's cross-compatible on Xbox One. I still play it. It's RPG open world game. Graphics are awful because it's 20 years old. But that's what I want. I want like an origin. I want depth. That's what Star Wars is. You watch Star Wars for the fucking meaning, the story.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like not necessarily just for the action, at least me.
Yeah.
Whatever.
No,
those are my honorable mentions.
I mean,
yeah, nothing.
That piece of shit story they put into Battlefront 2 was so fucking generic and cookie cutter. Like we finally thought we were going to get a story from the side of the Empire, basically showing, oh, they're not that bad. Some of these people are just soldiers. And then what does it turn into? Oh God, we're actually doing the bad thing. So,
dude, you like span it out.
Fucking annoying.
I'm just starting to think maybe Star Wars games aren't good, or they're like not good because Fallen Order. I didn't really like the game. I liked the story a lot.
Yeah.
But I can't really say I enjoyed playing the game like that much. You know what I mean?
Because it wasn't as
fun.
No,
I'm not arguing with you for sure.
Spider-Man was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we had just gone through these great fucking games that came out the year before, and then we expect so much. And then when you talk about it, like it's supposed to be amazing.
The pairing system in Fallen Order is some of the worst video gaming I've
100%. 100%. The features and concepts are trash, but the story brought me in and it kept me going. The middle of the story fucking sucked. They left it and it's like, here, solve a bunch of puzzles, and then at the end they close it out with a good story, and that's why I mean it was a 7 out of 10 for me. Holy shit! I don't know if you guys heard that. Lightning. Battlefront is a 1 and 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I played all the way through Fallen Order. I played it, beat it. The beginning and the end were fucking great, but yeah, it's just while you're actually playing the game, boss are trash. It was no.
Yeah.
Well,
cool, Jacob. What is a couple of your?
What you got?
Yeah, my honorable mentions. I know that neither of you guys are into this series, but the Total War series, Rome 2.
Jacob, we don't care.
No, that's why I gotta tell you about it. That's why I'm fucking telling you about it right now. Otherwise, you won't understand how fucking hype I was for this game. Rome 1 was like the best fucking game that ever came out in my eyes at the time.
Did they make it in a day?
What was that?
Get it?
I didn't hear a word you said, actually.
I said, did they make it in a day?
Oh, you piece of shit. Well, Rome 2 felt like they fucking came up with all the ideas in one day. So it's a tactical strategy game. They did stupid shit like in a real time battle, instead of just trying to defeat the enemy army, you would go and capture a spot and just stand there. Like you could just distract them over here and send one person to go stand in a fucking spot for 2 minutes, and you win a battle that you have like 10,000 less troops in. So fucking just weird. Then on the campaign map there was a bunch of glitches. It was not polished at all at the time. You could do stupid stuff like recruit the cheapest unit possible, just get the numbers, and then tell the AI to fight the battle itself, and you would always win just based off the fact that you had more numbers, regardless of the fact that it's a weak unit. Very annoying. Takes all the strategy out of it, takes all the fun out of it. But I will say they did work on it a lot, and if you go back and play that game now, it is much more impressive. It is actually one of my favorite Total War games now that they have worked on it. And that brings me to my next game, No Man's Sky.
No Mansky.
No, but No Man's Sky was, it's the game where you could play it until the sun burns out, literally, right? Because there's so many things to do. Game. So much hype.
You'll never be able to find another player ever.
Even though you're
and then
all
everybody
the same
started. And then everybody started meeting up on the same island, and everybody's like, "What the fuck?" Like,
but then you couldn't do anything. You couldn't do anything with each other.
Yeah,
because they didn't anticipate you being able to find each other. I believe it was Hello Games that made this one. Just correct me if I'm wrong.
It's Hello. You're right.
Yeah. I remember opening it up day one. It was like, finding the center of the universe is going to take forever. Some dude found it within like 5 fucking hours or something like that.
Yeah, like release day, he found the center of the universe.
And then it turned out to be just...
The developer said it was impossible to find the center of the universe.
In the first day, because the end game is finding the center of the universe. And then, so this dude, did it in less than a day, kind of defeats the purpose. Turns out the entire game was nothing but just gathering supplies so you can move to the next planet. Mm-hmm. And it wasn't even like that impressive to fly around at the time. Like, I enjoyed it the first time I popped it in because I didn't realize how fucking boring that it was going to stay the same way, and I was high as shit. So like you're flying around a spacecraft was kind of cool. But this is another example of they've really improved the game. It now supports VR as well. So flying around with a VR headset in space, pretty fucking cool. You can make home bases. You can actually do stuff with multiplayer now. So it's actually a very good game now. But at launch, that was such a disappointment to me. It pissed me right off.
Yeah,
but yeah.
I remember No Man's Sky was one of those games that was talked about for a really long time.
Yeah,
and they told you could do all this shit, and then the game came out, and you could literally collect items and then move and then search for another planet. Well, couldn't farm these items. You couldn't build shit. Mm-hmm. I think they gave you a little gun for enemies, but it's like.
But it was even that was it wasn't made for enemies. It was made for mining, and if the enemies, which were the protectors of the planet kind of thing, came to attack you, you had to use your mining tools against them or run away.
Yeah,
which was still just fucking dumb.
The game started getting shit on almost immediately upon release.
Within the
day
first,
of release.
Yeah, the first hour.
So yeah, I never checked it out, but they do say it has gotten better with VR support and.
It's a lot more fun. It's one of those things though. If you don't have the time to put into it, like most of us don't now.
Yeah.
We kind of missed the ship on it, which just really sucks because it's very unlikely that I will get to do what I originally planned to do with that game. Now.
No doubt.
But yeah, Brian, you want to go ahead and hit us with your number one disappointed game?
Sure. My number one disappointed game of all time. And I wish I could give you a visual for the video watchers, but I just can't find it right now. Oh, actually, one second.
Brian's getting up and walking around his room. Or no, he's still sitting. Sorry,
all right, guys. I waited 13 years for this game to come out. I waited 13 years for Kingdom Hearts 3.
Holy shit.
I waited 13 years for Kingdom Hearts 3 to come out.
He got blue balled so fucking hard.
And it just wasn't that good.
Yeah.
Yikes. That's the first. Yeah, wow.
Just wasn't that good. They had a chance to do something. Square Enix had a chance to do something revolutionary. And I say that because they took 13 years to make a video game.
Mm-hmm.
The Kingdom Hearts 2 was my favorite game for a really long time until I played The Last of Us. Kingdom Hearts 2 did something so amazing. It took a complex, multi-level, multi-dimensional mindfuck of a story about friendship and losing your soul, and it's super deep. You'd really have to play the games to understand. But and they did it with Disney characters. They did it with fucking Disney characters. So then, there's a bunch of semi-stories that came out in between. So, but when Kingdom Hearts 3 finally came out, you're like, oh my god, I can't wait. And for about half that game, I really enjoyed it. And then I wasn't playing. I said, this isn't any different than Kingdom Hearts 2, at all. It's attack, dodge, attack, dodge. Attack, dodge. It's not different. You're not doing anything different between PlayStation 2, Kingdom Hearts 2, than PlayStation 4, Kingdom Hearts 3. The story really lacked any soul. It lacked all the build-up that it came up to. It just lacked that. The best part of the game, which was their huge, look at me, which is what they wanted people to enjoy, was the Toy Story world.
Mm-hmm.
And it was amazing. The Toy Story world was fun, regardless of the fact that it was just more of doing the same shit. But how it looked and the story in the Toy Story world was really cool. That was probably the best part. But
But it couldn't carry the entirety.
It couldn't. And then once at the end of it, I'm just like, what? You know what I mean? Like, as like a lover of these games, you're just like, that's the end. That's what we waited so long for, and it's just a big disappointment. I love Kingdom Hearts. I still love those games. Are they the greatest games in the world? Probably not. The story is damn near impossible to understand. Even
that's
when you
always my
play
issue
the
with
game,
it.
even when you play it, you kind of have to like Google at times, like what the fuck is going on? Like none of this makes any sense. But I've always thought it's cool to get the Disney characters in there for fighting scenes and to do that Square Enix Final Fantasy type shit. And they did something that I don't think any other company could have done with Kingdom Hearts. They say it's not over. Apparently, there's going to be a whole new. They're going to reboot the series, new storyline stuff. And we'll see. But I really think Kingdom Hearts 3 left a sour taste in everybody's mouth. It wasn't received well.
Yeah.
The DLC came out that was supposed to kind of calm people's nerves about how shitty it was, and it was trash. It was meaningless. There's nothing to it. So.
Well, I mean, this is one of those things where everyone expected it to be a 10 out of 10 because of the amount of time that it took to make, and the amount of hype built up around it. If they messed this up, they were kind of screwed. So they just assumed, I guess, that they weren't going to mess it up.
If Kingdom Hearts 3 came out on the PS3, it would have been a 10 out of 10. But unfortunately, it came out late PS4 cycle. And if it was like the last game that came out, I guess. On PS3, it would have been a 10 out of 10. It probably would have been the best game on the system. But it just wasn't. Netflix has apparently, not Netflix. Well, actually, Netflix and I think Disney Plus are very, very interested in making a Kingdom Hearts show.
I'd imagine Disney Plus would have to take it, though.
Yeah, I would assume so, but with Square owning the majority of it, kind of has to. I'm sure they'll come to a compromise, but if with the right writers and if they do the right story, I think a show would be really cool. If they do it anime style, it needs to be an anime.
Oh yeah, that
sure, of course.
Good Lord, if they try to do real life, that would.
Live action.
CGI wouldn't look right.
God, imagine a live action Goofy, dude. That's nightmare fuel.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Yikes. But anyway, I don't want to ramble on too long. I know we don't have all night. But Kingdom Hearts 3, my disappointment. Biggest disappointment in gaming.
I can see that. Ethan, what do you got here?
Yeah, man. So I don't even know where to fucking start. So I feel like mine's going to get roasted a lot. It's probably some people's favorite game of all time. I don't think anybody here, but I know this is a complete anomalous opinion. No one really agrees with me at all. I don't know why. Maybe I got to give it another shot. But anyways, my most disappointing game of all time for me is the Elder Scrolls Skyrim.
I'm not going to say it's disappointment, but I just don't get it. I'll just say that.
Dude, yeah, that's kind of where I am. Okay, but why it's disappointing to me is because I love the genre, right? I love the genre. I love medieval. I love Dark Ages. I love open world stuff like that, right? Fable is one of my favorites of all time. Like you see Fable 3 is a big disappointment to a lot of people. I love all Fable 1, 2, and 3. I love them. I enjoy them. Skyrim, I tried. I tried when I was younger. It came out in 2011. I think I bought it a year later. I played it heavily, and I hated every minute that I played heavily. I was like, I'm going to make myself like this, and I just fucking couldn't. I have to have an opinion on it. You know what I'm saying? I can't play for a day like, oh, this game's trash. Like, I put time into it. I'm like, I'm wasting all of my energy because this is garbage. Like, I'm pushing myself through it to where my opinion is valid, because if I'm not knowledgeable enough, how am I going to have a valid opinion? Anywho, the reasons why, I just hated how clunky it was. I didn't like the cursor. I guess I didn't like the first person aspect.
God, yeah. I just hate
it. Really bothered me. I didn't like the first person aspect of it. I love first person shooters, but first person shooters are not for substance. You play those for skill based and to have fun and to be good at it. Yeah. Like Fable is depth and you get this third person world and you get an overall look of everything. Skyrim, people love the graphics. I fucking hated the graphics. It felt clunky. It felt out of place to me, and I didn't like the depth of anything. I felt like there was a loose plot there, but I thought it was trash. I didn't like the plot. There was no origin stories, and that's big for me. I mean, you guys know that by now. Like, I love belonging to something. I like all this stuff. You pick your character. They look fucking stupid. Like, wolf. I'm going to be a wolf fisheye guy. Like, fuck you. Like, no.
But isn't the lore in Skyrim, like, in the world? Like, you had, like, you find books and scrolls and shit like that. And that's how you find that's how you get the lore of the world.
Yeah, that is true.
I've never personally played Skyrim. I've watched people very intensely play it, and that's why I'm just like, I don't get it. Yeah, I'm good on this shit.
Well, Ruby used to be a huge fan of it, and I mean, he was kind of he'll buy it again when it's on the next system too.
And dude, it's been on. It released what you said 2011, it's 2020, and they're still releasing it. It is still.
It's on the
being
Switch
released.
now, for Christ's sake.
Yeah,
you can literally have your dude dressed up as Breath of the Wild Zelda.
Yeah, I there are more things like I just wish I could really grasp it. I just don't like the way it looked. I thought that it was behind its time on the way the graphics looked. I really did. I just didn't enjoy it. I know this is like
Bethesda, correct?
Yes, yeah. And I liked Elder Scrolls Morrowind when that came out. I played that for the original Xbox. I liked it decent. But yeah, like what Brian said, that my last point for the biggest disappointment, don't make me work for a fucking story. Don't make me do it. Give me the fucking story. I paid $60. However, I think it was $50 back then when it released. The price then 9 years ago. Don't make me work for that. Mm-hmm. And I don't like it. I'm a very, very structured person, right? I've come to learn that as I become an adult. I'm almost 30 years old. I like routine. I like structure. I like consistency. I'm an English teacher, for Christ's sake. I like beginning. I like exposition, rise in action, climax, fall in action. I got it backwards. Whatever.
Like anywho, sentences.
But I like it that way. If I'm having to find puzzle pieces to get a story, I don't fucking want it. Like, why should I have to work for that? Give me the story. Like, I mean, and just to plug in what Brian said earlier, Red Dead Redemption 2, I loved it. It was consistent. It was you got the story, you did the action, you got more of the story, you did the action, and that's all about difference of opinion, what you enjoy. That's Brian's key points to why he doesn't like it. That's key points to why I like it, right? And same with Skyrim. I think after this, I'm going to give it another try now that I have this computer. I might try it again because it's been about 5 years. I think I last played it 2015, but I kind of with Brian, I don't get it, but it was disappointing for me. The disappointment means I had to build up for it. I was super excited for it because of Fable and the genre and just what I thought it could really give me. And I guess it's my fault for going in the aspects of compared to the Fable, because Fable is not a top popular game, but it is for me. I loved it. I grew up with it.
Beloved on the Xbox.
I mean, even Fable wasn't what they expected it to be, but it's still good.
Yeah, I love Fable 1, 2, and 3. And 3, it was a disappointment for a lot of people, but I was a kid, and I was like, I'm going to take what they give me, and I played it all the way through, beat it twice, and I enjoyed it. And I think I went in with that mindset, and it just looked very calculated. Skyrim looked very calculated, formulaic, and just very PC-ish, I guess, and not that fluid overall luxury type of feel I got from the consoles, I guess.
So I guess basically, I mean, Brian already touched on his with Kingdom Hearts 3 with how you would have improved it. So I guess the way you would have improved Skyrim is just basically the story would have been more forefronted.
Yeah.
You don't have to fight to find it.
Yeah, exactly.
You actually know what the purpose is of what you're doing at all times.
I'd want more smooth graphics. I'd want third person. I'd want more emotion, more environmental aspects into Skyrim, and meaning that like just more involvement from other characteristics. I thought it was a little flat. I didn't think there was much depth to it, and that bothered me.
It's crazy to me that a major studio hasn't picked up that Skyrim story for a show or.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, they're doing The Witcher.
Dude, if you make like a top 10 most popular games of all time, I think Skyrim's got to be close to there.
Oh, no, it is. 100%. It's on there.
It's so popular. Super popular.
I mean, like we said, it's been on almost every console since its release.
That's insane.
Yeah, it's like GTA 5.
And it's going to be on PS5. I'm sure.
Oh, 100%. It'll be on there.
If it's not, I will eat a shit.
There will be a PS5.
Because it's like World of Warcraft, though, where it's just kind of timeless. People are going to play it forever.
And it might just be a remastered or a remake of it, too. Like, we might get a full remake of it.
Wow, if they do that, maybe I mean, just because I love the genre so much, maybe I would try it if they got a remaster.
Yeah. Well,
but that's it for me, boys.
So we got Skyrim and Kingdom Hearts 3, both AAA games.
Mm-hmm.
Jacob, what is your biggest disappointment of all time?
Well, I mentioned it earlier, actually, in passing. But Shadow of War, Middle-earth Shadow of War, was my biggest disappointment. Don't get me wrong, so much fun to play. I'm a huge Lord of the Rings nerd. The first, 20 hours of this game, I really enjoyed. You know, you get the story in the first 20 hours. And they did a stupid thing where they made Shelob the spider a real human woman for some reason, which threw me off. But, that's not the point. You play through the story makes sense. in the Lord of the Rings lore. It's a lot of fun. It's the same kind of fighting mechanics like you get from, the Batman Arkham games. Very rewarding when you pull off combos.
And later in the Spider-Man games, just much faster.
Exactly. And then you hit that 20 to 25 hour mark.
Ooh, that's the killer. That 25 hours.
Yep. And then the game's like, okay, we're going to pull another 40 hours out of this if you don't pay us.
Jesus, that's a lot of fucking time.
It literally turns into, you've conquered all of Mordor, and it's broken up into like 8 different regions. And then you're defending the regions for the next 40 fucking hours of the game.
That's
and it's
lazy.
done in 10 phases, whereas the first phase is this place gets attacked. Second phase, this place gets attacked. Third phase, this gets attacked. Second phase, or next phase, they all get attacked. Phase after that, they're all getting attacked twice. Phase after that, they're all getting attacked 3 times. It's just... And then,
this is the sequel, correct, Jacob?
Yes, it's the sequel. The original...
And this is the sequel that had so much hype behind it because people loved the first game.
And it had the
so
Nemesis
what are we going
system.
to do? We're going to give you 25 hours of good sequel and then skull fuck you with 40 hours of shit that you do not want.
And they made it so that you could make that last part go faster by letting the army that you built, take over for you and just do it for you. But if they lose, then it sends you back a phase. So you risk doing that and not fighting it yourself. And if you lose, you get set back. And you have to retake the fucking castle or whatever. It's just fucking annoying, right? So my first thought was, when I heard about this, I was like, oh, it's just more of what I like. So I'm sure it'll be fun, Then it turns out, no, this is the exact same setup every fucking time. Every time you go to attack a castle, it's you do this to get to this phase. You do this to get to that phase. And then you kill this person. It never changes up. It's one of 5 different routes that you go every fucking time. And you have to do it 30 fucking times.
That's lazy.
It's so lazy.
It's lazy, yeah.
And they're trying to get you to buy these fucking loot boxes is what all they're doing in order to make it so that you get the best things so you don't actually have to play the game. And when you get to the end, the story melds in so perfectly with Lord of the Rings that it kind of redeems itself a bit there. And they had the ability to make a really good third game that could have been based off of the events in the actual Lord of the Rings, because your character is now one of the actual ring wraiths. They could have made an entire game based off of Sauron conquering all of Middle-earth, and they fucking destroyed their chances at it because no one is going to back the game that caused Belgium to now have to tell people that they're gambling. You know what I mean? Like, they caused such a hubbub with this game by trying to milk people for money. And I mean, you and I both, Brian and I are the same boat of, I'd rather pay $70 for a game.
Yeah.
And have it.
Let it be done.
Exactly. Let it be done. As opposed to, I'll pay $20, but you fucking milk me for it.
Yeah.
And I mean, honestly, the only thing that they could have made, if this game had lost that section, 10 out of 10. Or if that section's only like one phase, 10 out of 10. Great game. That whole bit there, I never finished the game. I just never did. I had to fucking watch the ending on YouTube because it was just so grating to try and play through that.
Would you say that it was
I couldn't do it.
Boring?
Boring?
Yeah.
Yeah, super boring.
Sounds repetitive.
Yeah.
I think Lord of the Rings is the most boring trilogy that exists on mankind right now.
But it's not.
Me and my wife Marissa,
not.
we're trying to rewatch these movies, and I have never been more bored in my entire life. Wow. I don't remember.
Wow.
We just watched the second one a couple weeks ago. I don't remember nothing from it. Not one scene from it. I was so fucking bored the entire time. I've I've been calling it Board of the Rings because that is how fucking bad it is.
Dude, I have a couple friends.
Myself, I was so into it the entire time.
I have a couple friends who are really obsessed. Like it's their choice. You know, where you got Transformers, I got Star Wars, shit like that. It's their choice. It's what they go to. Their trilogy.
But I don't claim the Transformers movies are like amazing. Like I don't claim that.
But you're not gonna have to argue with me though, because I will pick Transformers over Lord of the Rings any fucking day. And I love that genre though. That's the
Lord
thing.
of the Rings stands claim that this is some of the best filmmaking they've ever seen, and I'm fucking bored.
Dude, tell me how that fucking cast can be a part of the best filmmaking. That cast is fucking trash. Sorry.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, for me, yeah, it was fucking trash.
Yeah, Viggo Mortensen, fuck that guy.
Viggo Mortensen, I broke my foot on set, so I'm a real actor and I'm the best. No, fuck out of here. The movie's boring. I don't care. I don't care if you broke your foot. The movie sucks.
It's not my fault that you can't understand the intrinsic.
But seriously, it's a joke for a reason.
Yeah.
It's a ring. I have to return it here. It will kill me. That's it. I just told you the whole fucking thing. That's what Lord of the Rings. I just told you the whole story.
This ring makes people go crazy. I must throw it in the volcano and destroy it.
So I'm going to give you 9 hours to show you how it's done.
No, 9 hours. 9 hours for theatrical release.
Yeah, if you want to watch the pussy version of it.
The second movie is 4 hours. The extended version.
Fuck. They should be.
That's the gulag. All 3 of the extended versions are over 4 hours. I own them all. I've watched them all through.
The ones on Amazon you can do. The ones on Amazon you can buy the extended versions. The first one's like 3.5. The first one is 4.15, and then the third one is like 3.45 or something like that.
Yeah, it's fucking absurd. I will say it is a lot, but I love every minute of it personally. But that's why this was so disappointing to me, that this Shadow of War game, because I am such a huge fucking Lord of the Rings fan, and the Nemesis system where everything matters. Like that's why I like Red Dead Redemption, because you can see things playing out in the real world, and your actions affect things.
Goddamn Driscolls.
Oh, Driscoll boys. One last run, Arthur.
But exactly. It's just you get invested in the world that you helped create, and then they just shit on it. Which, it just sucks. But yeah.
But my one last thing because I just said that pretty egregious, pretty outstanding statement. Sir Ian McKellen is excused from that. I love him. I love him very much. But everyone else is, aside from that.
So before we get out of here.
Blasphemous.
Before we end the show.
I'm Elijah Wood. Say... Butthole eyes.
Well, Brian, I did want to see if there was upcoming games that y'all...
No, that's what I was about to say.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was just helping.
I thought you were talking about. I thought you were saying one more thing about that.
No. So there's a bunch of games releasing. Late PS4, late Xbox Series X,
early PS5,
early Xbox. What's the new Xbox called?
Series X.
Oh, I think I just said.
Yeah, you said. I think you said.
I don't give a shit.
Yeah, you meant to say Xbox One. But,
motherfucker.
I think we're just going to go around and kind of say what games that are upcoming that we're a little worried about, that could be a disappointment. I think I said it last week. I talked about it a little bit, but my pick is Avengers.
Yeah, I figured that would be on yours.
I think that they threw something at us. They very vaguely threw something at us and made us think it was going to be something. And now that more details have come out, we're starting to realize that that is not what it's going to be at all. And I don't like pretty much any of the character models that have come out for that game, except for Iron Man in his Iron Man suit, and Thor when he's Odin's son Thor, Mega Thor.
Actual suit.
I think Hulk looks stupid. I think Black Widow looks stupid. I think Kamala Khan looks stupid. Yeah. Captain America, that is the worst model of Captain America we have ever seen in any form of media ever.
It's looking kind of rough.
So I really, really think that game could come out and be a high 60s to low 70s on Metacritic. I really believe that.
Damn.
And it could still be an amazing fucking game. We'll see. We're hoping, obviously. That's what we want. But, yeah, I see that.
Yeah, just to go and continue with that, just a couple to plug real quick. I mean, I'm excited, but I'm worried for Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 1 and 2 remaster. Just what I'm worried about, me and Brian had this conversation earlier, just because of an analog feature. Brian firmly believes that they're going to stick to the original features. And I think that's why Skate beat them and bested them. I really want them to have the analog feature really bad, at least have the option to just configure your controller. If people want to go by the old controls, great. But if you want to use, which Tony Hawk's never done, it's always been you do the tricks by X for ollie, all this shit. There's just the X triangle.
That's why I think the remasters will have regular controls. Now, when they remake Tony Hawk, when we get a new Tony Hawk, I think there will be stick controls. But for the remasters, I think we're going to get button controls.
I think so too. I just hope not. I want both. I mean, why not? I mean, why remake it? I mean, because they admitted though that Skate's feature that way was better. That's the way you're supposed to skateboard fluidly. I'm not gonna get into all that detail, but also I'm excited for Skate 4. Not worried about that really at all. I mean, everything they've done is flawless. But the main one I'm worried about is Assassin's Creed Valhalla. That's coming out the end of this year. Some Assassin's Creed games are fucking amazing. Some of them are trash. They're really hit or miss for me. Valhalla, I'm really, really fucking pumped for, just because it's kind of like Skyrim. I'm into that genre. I'm a history buff. I love history.
Viking lore is so much fun,
bro. The show Vikings on History Channel, one of the greatest shows, dude.
We got it 2 years ago with God of War.
Well, that's what we talked about in that last show.
Yeah,
actually,
that's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
But why I'm worried. Because the trailer looks fucking amazing. Like, absolutely amazing. So the potential is up here. And if they deliver anything below that, I'm going to be highly disappointed. Because don't give me that trailer if you're not going to live up to it. Like, that trailer is fucking beautiful.
Did you watch the gameplay?
No, I haven't.
Okay, they put out gameplay of it.
I'm trying not to. Because I spoiled it with The Last of Us. Brian told me not to, but I did anyway. Last of Us Part 2. Because I'm going to play it when I get the PS5. Obviously.
Don't say nothing.
I didn't watch the end of it. I think I only watched an hour.
Yeah, I'm just over halfway done with it. So.
Yeah, and also Ghost of Tsushima, I'm super excited about because I watched the gameplay for that and it looked fucking amazing. I love that genre. Samurai looks sick as shit.
I'm gonna pick that up.
The gameplay was absolutely unreal. I mean, at least the story. Like the gameplay was okay, but the story that I saw was fucking sick, and I'm gonna play it as soon as I can.
And that honestly looks like a samurai version of Assassin's Creed.
Dude, that story, the gameplay was okay, a little choppy in some ways. Like, you have to sneak around the samurai, and the dude was right behind him, and he wasn't alerted. I'm like, okay, that's kind of trash. But the story...
I don't like anything about Assassin's Creed games.
Okay.
I do not like Assassin's Creed games.
Out of nowhere with the bold statement.
I know, dude. Hey, we're all making bold statements. Fuck Lord of the Rings cast. Fuck Assassin's Creed. Let's fire them out, boys.
They're just not good games.
Some of them are good. Yeah. Black Flag, solid.
Ooh,
Black Flag is one of the worst games I've ever played.
Brian.
I hate everything about that pirate ship battle
system. Is he getting rid of Brian on?
Remove a member.
There's nothing good about that ship battle system in Black Flag. There's nothing good about it.
Good lord.
Dude, the ratings were amazing for Black Flag, though.
That game sucks.
Anyway. So Valhalla, I am a little bit worried about that one as well. Because
it's an Assassin's Creed game with no assassins in it. Because assassins are quiet; they don't fucking rape and pillage.
Dude, the first one was sick, though. The first one was sick.
Hey, we'll see. I actually like the direction they're going, but they'll probably have to revamp it after Valhalla again. My game I'm worried about being a disappointment is Cyberpunk 2077. I know that there's little to worry about.
I was about to say, come on, Jacob. You know that game's gonna be perfect.
No, that's what I'm saying. Is that we all expect it to be perfect. So
what game did you say again?
Cyberpunk 2077.
Okay.
If it comes out
CD Projekt
and it's
Red.
glitchy, which we know CD Projekt Red does not make trash. They don't do that. But what if it's not as deep as we're expecting it to be? What if they've shown us all the good parts already?
You can augment the size of your testicles. How much deeper do you want the game to be?
I am allowed to have a giant fucking schlong in this game. I don't know how it can be bad, and that's why I'm worried about it being a disappointment. Just because the expectations are so high for it. I will say I'm a little disappointed that there's only one vagina type. Why can't I just have a big flappy pussy?
My fucking God.
It's been pushed back, 8 times at this point? And I'm not even exaggerating.
Only twice, I think. I think it's only been twice.
I felt like we've been hearing about this game for 5 years.
We've been hearing about this since 2016.
Jesus. I'm not familiar with it, so I'm learning right now.
Yeah, because that's how they ended the Xbox.
CD Projekt Red
trailer.
makes The Witcher, Ethan.
Oh, okay.
So, yes. They created The Witcher, Witcher 1, 2, and 3.
And Witcher is console specific, right? For PlayStation or am I wrong?
No, you can play. It's on the Switch, dude.
And
Witcher
it's on
3's
PC.
on the Switch.
Yeah, but Witcher 3 is like regarded as one of like the best made.
I know. Yeah, I've seen my friends play. I just never have done it. It looks kind of sick though. I don't know why. Like I said, listeners, guys like Brian and Jacob are ahead of me. Like
huge story based game too.
Okay,
you would really enjoy Witcher.
I heard if you play it, you just be prepared to put a lot of hours into it.
Yeah, that's a big thing, and that's why with CD Projekt Red, like I said, they've been working on this game for so long. They kind of have that Rockstar, feel to them right now, where they made so much off Witcher that they had the ability to do this, where they could take their time, they can get what they want out of Cyberpunk, and that's part of why I'm a little bit nervous. We just lost Ethan on the clean feed, but we'll get him back. Don't worry. Just because, like I said earlier, there's so much hype. If they don't come through, perfectly, I'm worried that people are going to take a game that's actually a 9 and say it's a 7 or a 6.
Well, I think the Xbox is going to absolutely save this game. They've pretty much marketed to where like you want to play this game on Xbox. I mean, there's an exclusive Xbox console. The Cyberpunk controllers are already out for the Xbox. So if you're an Xbox user, I mean, you're kind of lucky in that regard. That's going to be the place to play that game. Okay. I'm not really sure why CD Projekt Red is doing that.
Money probably. I mean, but, Microsoft probably helped fund a lot of the game.
Yeah.
Give them the time they need.
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry, my fault. X out of clean feed.
Did you hear what I just said?
Yeah, I heard I heard all that.
Yeah,
okay, cool.
I was only out for literally, I think, 5 seconds.
Yeah.
But is this a standalone game? Cyberpunk 2077. I'm familiar with it. I'm learning all you guys.
It is going to be a huge open world.
Why am I thinking? Am I weird for thinking Keanu Reeves or something?
No, he is in this game.
Okay, cool, dude. Okay, so I'm somewhere on the realm of understanding.
Yeah,
okay.
He's got a cool Bucky
silver
Barnes.
arm or something like that.
He's got like a cool Bucky Barnes.
I'm gonna
Android arm.
Pull up images to understand. Yeah. Okay, that's the first thing that comes up. Is him with it looking cool with glasses and long hair. It looks tight.
Yeah,
I like the imagery.
Something that you would like. I think anything that you would really like Witcher 3. Play that, get an idea of what it's into.
I might do that tonight, boys. When I get off, I might download it and give it a shot.
But I don't know why there's been no inclination of this, but I think maybe Xbox might get a special edition of Cyberpunk. It's just very odd to me that it is being marketed so heavy for Xbox.
Yeah, I think they'll probably get DLCs first or something like that for sure. But I don't know. CD Projekt Red doesn't seem to be the type that would give them stuff that they wouldn't give everybody else. But we'll see.
But again, there's Microsoft Cyberpunk controllers. There's already a Cyberpunk Xbox out that you can get. Well, it might be sold out, but you know what I mean. So,
I think that
I'm excited about Cyberpunk.
I'm excited really for sure.
I mean,
day one purchase for me, regardless of what any critic says.
Yeah, this is awesome. I'm already pumped for a couple things. I think. I mean, I wasn't put on this game until now, and I just looked at the images and it looks really sick. I might buy into this. So
there's some trailers out, like little story teasers and stuff.
Yeah, it's what I'm gonna get to after this.
I think you'll really enjoy it. Anyone else got anything they want to throw in before we close it out, boys?
No, man.
I'm
super
good, man.
Super knowledgeable pod today, boys.
Yeah,
I'm about it.
My bad. I was just gonna say I got a little tickle in my throat. I've been trying to hold it in.
I'll scratch it for you, baby.
Hey, I'm just gonna close this out a little bit. Hey, I appreciate y'all. We appreciate y'all. We're all really busy, and we try to get to we try to do these 5 shows a week, and we try to take the time. So if you are taking the time out of your day to listen to these, that means the absolute world to us.
Absolutely.
Please drop us a like, a comment, tell your friends. Find us on YouTube. YouTube is it youtube.com/We Don't Know Network.
WDK Network.
WDK _ network.
Yeah, there is a We Don't Know Network, and they're trash. Don't watch them.
There you go.
Watch us.
Shots fired. Bang
bang.
And yeah, check us out on social. You can find me on Twitter at Call Me Mr. Bad, Jacob at
Bromosapien TV,
and Ethan at
EthyRags.
EthyRags. So go on Twitter. Me and Ethan are pretty active on Twitter. Jacob not so much, but
I've been getting there. I've been pulling it back up.
But come check us out. Come ask us a question. Shoot us a DM, and we'll get you answered on one of these shows. We drop a show Monday through Thursday.
And please, if you're listening this far, like I've said before, you have social media. Follow us on Instagram. We're posting often. There'll be a post for this by the time you're hearing it. We're active with Instagram, and I know you are if you're listening to this. So please follow us on there. And to me and Brian, Twitter. So yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
Check us out.
Take us out, bud.
Yep. They pretty much covered it all. They'll do it for us today. If you want to hear a topic that we have not discussed, that we maybe don't have on our radar, write to us at wdknetwork@gmail.com. Like they said, DM us on the socials at WDK_network on Instagram and Twitter. And make sure that you check out the other shows on WDK Sports, Games, Movies. We Don't Know What Happened, which is also our news show. And the Bone Zone, which will be, I think we're doing an episode this week.
I believe so.
We're trying to do an episode this week. We don't have a topic for it yet, but that's kind of the fun of the Bone Zone, is that we just don't know until we get there. So that will do it for us today, guys. Thank you for coming in, and peace.
Peace.